entirely new area for you, and that is and topics will be including in this area is research methodology, means what are the different types of research techniques, and what is a scientific method, and how we will be conducting a literature review, and what are the different methods available for presenting your research finding, and what are the different types of sources of information. These are the different areas which will be coming in the research methodology. To begin with, we have to understand what are the different types of research. Basically, research methodology will be dealing with the methods used in research. So that is a main area which we will be discussing in research methodology. What are the methods that we are employing in any kind of research? So purpose of a research is to discover answer to question through application of scientific procedure. So there are different ways of finding an answer, but in the case of a research science, whatever answer that we are finding, that we should be able to get the same answer every time we are going through that process. That is one important strategy or important technique that science is employing. So that is we are finding answer to difficult question. Why corona is infecting everybody? There should be an answer, and only science can give a proper answer. Others will be giving some kind of answer, some guesswork will be there, but they will not be providing any kind of evidence for that. But in the case of science, science will be saying that this is because of this reason, and they will give you a lot of evidences in support that. So without those evidences, it is not acceptable to the public. Second objectives of the research is to gain familiarity with a phenomenon or achieve new insight into it. That is another objectives of the research. We are trying, for example, India as well as many other countries are sending our satellites to moon. What is the main purpose of that? We want to get maximum information about the moon. Maybe that information can be used in later in future for some other purpose. So that kind of research in which we are getting new information about something is known as exploratory or formulatory research. So our area is to get more idea or more insight into that. Then there is another kind of research known as descriptive research. In the case of descriptive research, we are portray accurately the characteristics of a particular individual or a situation, or for example, we are studying about one organism, for example, kangaroo, or about any kind of organism that is present. For example, Nilgiri lengu is present in Nilgiri area, or Nilgiri tar present in Kerala. So when we are studying about that species, we will be trying to describe that species in as much detail as possible. That kind of research is known as a descriptive research. We try to collect as much information about the different features or different characteristics of that particular species or particular situation. Then we call it by the name descriptive research. So that is another kind of research. Then we have diagnostic research. In the case of diagnostic research, their purpose is to determine the frequency with which something occurs or with which it is associated with something else. For example, sometimes we can see that certain phenomenon, for example, monsoon. Monsoon is repeated every year. So based on our previous information, scientists have collected, the scientists are now predicting that every year monsoon will be coming to Kerala or southern coast of India on May 30th or June 1st. That kind of research is known by the name diagnostic research. What these people are doing, they are determining the frequency, how often For example, the moon will be completing one cycle in 28 days. So it's a frequency. So after every 28 days, moon will be completing. For example, after one full moon, next full moon will be coming after 28 days. It's a frequency. So that kind of phenomena which we collect is done within diagnostic research. That is another kind of research. Then there is another one more type of research is test a hypothesis of a causal relationship between different variables. I will also tell you about that. Because in sometimes we say that, for example, the speed of a car is related with the shape of the car. That is there is some relationship between speed of the. For example, if a car is shaped like a box, its speed will be that will be affecting the speed of the car. Most of the day, these aeroplanes are designed in such a way that their shape will be, the front end of the aeroplane will be mostly pointed. So that is why the shape of the vehicle and the shape of the car or shape of the aeroplane and the speed of the aeroplane will be directly related. So this kind of relationship is known as hypothesis testing research. So these are the different types of research about which we will be studying later. For an idea, there is exploratory research. We are gaining some more knowledge about that. In case of descriptive research, we are finding out the different characteristics of that area. Then we are finding out the frequency, how often a certain phenomenon is taking place. Just like as I told you in the case of moon. Then finding the reason for certain phenomena. So these are the four different types of research which are commonly present. Then what are the aims? The main aim of research is to find out the truth which is hidden and which has not been discovered yet. That is a primary aim of any research, to find the truth. Why certain phenomena are taking. For example, now we know that the earth is round shaped or spherical shape. But if you look at the earth, it is flat shape. And for telling that earth is spherical, many scientists have been killed by rulers of that area, that time. So this is so that is why science is trying to prove that what are the important find out the truth of every problem or every issue. That is the main aim of the science. The purpose of the research is to discover answer through question, through application of scientific procedure. We will come to know what are the different methods that we are using in case of science. Now we will see there are four main characteristics for any research. One is that a good research is systematic, a good research is logical, and a good research is empirical, and a good research is replicable. We will come to that one by one. So before that, let's see what are the features of a descriptive research. Sometimes we call descriptive research as a statistical research, because we will be trying to collect as many information about that event. That is why it is known as a statistical research. The main goal of this type of research is to describe the data and characteristic about what is being studied. So if you are studying about a particular, for example, a person is studying about a city, like Cochin city. He will be trying to collect as many information as available about Cochin city. So if you are studying about Delhi city, you will be also studying out as many information about Delhi city. So that kind of research is known as a descriptive research. So then idea behind this type of research is study the frequency, averages, and different type of statistical calculation that we then that is the main area of the descriptive research. That main purpose is that we will be getting a better understanding of the topic. That is the main aim of the descriptive research. Then as I told you, explanatory research. Explanatory research Now there is another type of research is known as explanatory research. How two situations are related. For example, If you if you look at the waves of the ocean, the high tide and low tide, there is some relationship between the movement of the moon. So there are two different situations. One is the movement of the moon, other is the presence of high tide and low tide. So when moon is very near to the earth, the high tide will be more, the height of the high tide will be more. So these kind of things are known by the name explanatory research, and most of the time we will be using different techniques like questionnaires will be used, group discussion will be used, interviews. So lot of techniques are there which for finding out different aspects of that. They are known as explanatory research. Then there is another type is known as exploratory research. In the case of exploratory research, as I mentioned earlier, the main purpose of the exploratory research is to find new information about something. For example, as I told you, in the case of moon, we are finding more information about that area is known as exploratory research. The next area is the quantitative research. In the case of quantitative research, what we are doing is that we are collecting information, basically data, different types of data, and there will be a lot of statistical things are there like frequency, range, scale, etc. All these will be available in case of quantitative research. So basically it's a mathematical information. We will be collecting a lot of math. For example, number of students of a college, how many students have got first class, how many students have got distinction. All these are different types of data. This sort of data is coming under the quantitative research. Then there is a type called research called qualitative research. In case of qualitative research, we will be mainly using different types of techniques like interviews will be used. We will be using videos will be used. So this is the type of research that we will be using in case of getting more information about the quality of something. Earlier we are trying to find how much, how quantitative something, then we call it as a quantitative research. If you are trying to know the quality or for example, the important features of that, then we call it as a qualitative research. So this is simply an idea about the different types of research. Now what we have to study more about is what are the different techniques that we will be employing to learn about this.